Listeners, welcome to the Game 3 post-game show. The Rangers pull it out in overtime after blowing a 2-1 lead with a minute 30 to go and an Andrei Svechnikov goal. Artemi Panarin with his fourth goal of the playoffs. All four have been game-winning goals. I can't really breathe. I asked for a little bit of a delay on this post game because I'm just a little bit in shock. I see all the comments already. Let's go, LFG. Guys, the Rangers are up 3-0 on the Carolina Hurricanes. They took one in Raleigh. Game 4 Saturday. I mean, I don't even know where to start. Let's start with Filip Chytil drawing into the lineup for Matt Rempe. Obviously, we talked about this a little bit in the group chat, and you guys persuaded me not to do it. I was all about it, and then you guys convinced me not to, and then they did it anyway. I said before the game, let's trust Laviolette. Let's give our reactions to Filip Chytil returning. I mean, a big boost, I think, morale-wise to the team, obviously. But how did Chytil look, Little Ed, in your opinion? Do you think he looked okay out there, or what are your thoughts?
Well, other than that really flashy play that he made, I thought he made a really nice move. I thought he was going to put that one in. So it's going to take him a little bit to get a feel for the puck, I think, in that regard. But he definitely didn't make any mistakes, and he actually made a nice back check on a loose puck in front of the net early on that we pointed out. But, yeah, Laviolette said on their post-game that he didn't make any blatant mistakes that caused any high-danger scoring chances, so that's obviously a positive. And I didn't notice anything major. I mean, he didn't like bring anything noticeably good and nothing noticeably bad, and that's great for a first game back.
Yeah, Nikki, I mean, Chytil first shift, I noticed he took a hit and then he threw a hit. And Little Ed tweeted out on Coach Ed that if you guys think that's really Coach Ed tweeting, guys, it's not Coach Ed tweeting, but follow Coach Ed's Doghouse.
Why are you telling him that?
Because it's Coach Ed's quotes. Everyone knows you're not tweeting. It doesn't matter. Coach Ed's comment.
Does it give it away that the videos are all me on the other side of the camera?
Yeah, it gives it away. It's fine. So Coach Ed points out, he threw more hits than Mikko already. Hilarious. But it was, I think, important for Chytil on that first shift to take a hit and throw a hit and survive, right? And then just kind of feel his way through the game. I thought he was okay. Like you said, I didn't see any mistakes. Nikki, your opinion on Chytil in his first game?
Yeah, I mean, I think he came out, he played a really solid game. He didn't do anything super risky. He didn't look too rusty. He seems to have worked really hard to get himself into position to come back and play right now, which is a testament to him. He's, by the way, the best post-game quote tonight by far. He just gave this long speech basically about how much he loves the guys and how he's amazing. He's so proud of them for making it this far without him, and now he can't wait to help them. He also said he took a stick right to the face, and he loved it.
That's not really what he said, Nikki. He said, they're really good without me, and I make them better, which I thought was
he's proud of their work.
Better.
Yeah. Proud of their work.
But
he said that he took a stick to the face
broken English. Nikki translated. It was a little broken English, but Nikki made it the right way.
Look at Coach defending Chytil. I love it, Coach. Tell me about Chytil tonight. Give me your thoughts.
Yeah, we need coaches.
I really thought that they were getting banged around in the first period. I think they needed Rempe in there to throw some body. I didn't hate it. I get the point. They're excited that it's going to be a morale booster, but they didn't come out boosted. Carolina came out and took it to them for like 12, 14 minutes. So I buy that whole thing, but I don't think it worked that great. I'm glad to see he made it through. His attitude's great. I was hoping he put that one in. Trust me. I know I would have took some flack, but whatever. I'll take it.
That was a great move. Great move, but good play.
I'm wrong if it ends up being successful. I mean, it hasn't proved until he scores a goal or has a multi-point game or something. I mean, let's see. I'm rooting for him. Don't get me wrong, but
I think the hidden bonus in it is that he's able to play all four lines without having to double shift anyone.
That's kind of what I was saying too. I think that's gives Gaudreau and VC a little bit more of a boost, having a more reliable, more experienced winger.
I don't think that means too much because in a playoff game, you think Trocheck didn't want a double shift the other night?
Yeah.
You
Well,
think
that's the
No,
thing.
for
I mean, coach.
You know what I'm
Coach
saying?
made the
So
point, guys.
I
Coach
get
made
what
the
you're
point.
saying. I like it, but it's also good to be able to have Trocheck out there every other shift.
Well, I think
You know,
shout out to Ryan Farrell. He's been on pretty much every single one of our live streams, if not every single one. He said when Hedo went down on the boards, I got a little scared. I
yeah,
mean,
he went down that one.
I think we could address the elephant in the room that like I'm definitely a little nervous for the guy. A few collisions where it's like that looked a lot like the one that sent him back to Czechia in the first place. But like Cousin had said, he keeps saying in our group chat, if the doctors cleared him, then there's nothing to question. I mean, I guess there's some truth to that. So let's hope everything's all good and he can take these playoff style hits in these rough games without a doubt.
It also wasn't easy for him to get in the groove because there were a lot of penalties. You know, he got out there in the 4-on-4 a little bit, so it was hard for the whole team to kind of get in a groove. The Rangers, I don't think, play that good when their system is disrupted. They play a lot better when they could roll the 3-4 lines, and that those penalties over and over hurt that.
Yeah, when Hedo was healthy, he was on the second power play unit. Obviously, Wenberg is in that spot now. So Hedo not playing on the power play, definitely not penalty killing, definitely disrupted by the penalties, Coach. Good point. But you made the point last game, and what really persuaded me about keeping Rempe in until they lost, that point you made was that the Rangers were being successful double shifting Panarin, Trocheck, Zibanejad with that fourth line when they benched Rempe. And they've had a lot of rest. They swept the Capitals, right? They won the first two games. So I didn't really see a need to throw Heedle in. But before the game, I saw the line rushes. Heedle's out there in warmups. He's playing. I was kind of like, is this the right move? But you got to trust Laviolette, right, Coach Ed? I mean, he's he's pushed all the right buttons all season.
Me and Eddie looked at each other when they posted the lineup in the pregame. And I said, look, and I said to him, and he agreed, you know, if Laviolette's making that decision, he's with them every day. We're not. And, you know, that's the old cliche you hear everybody say on the networks. These guys are with them every day. They have a feel for it. And Laviolette has a reputation of being one of the best at that over the years. He's obviously the winningest coach, so he knows what to do in situations. And he makes that decision. I definitely trust it.
And it's not only that.
Do I agree with it? But I feel if he thinks he's ready to play, then he's ready to play.
But the thing is, like, it's not just, I trust it because he's the coach. It's the quality of his decision-making throughout the season that makes me trust it, right? It's not like a coach who's been pushing the wrong buttons all year and makes this decision. It's a guy who's pushed all the right buttons all season. So when you see that, I'm like, okay, well, maybe he'll show something in practice and maybe the coach has a vibe, and I don't know. I thought Heedle was good. I did think he looked a little gassed, but he was smart on his changes. You know, he got off the ice a lot, 20, 30 seconds into his shifts. He didn't stay out there too long for any shift, and I think that's expected.
Miska 92 says Carolina's life was on the line. They aren't afraid of Rempe. Would have played the same way if he was in. There's been a few comments similar to that. Love Rempe, but I don't think that first period would have been much different. Kane's playing desperate. Uproar 77.
Well, let's talk about that. Let's talk about that for sure. Good point. Nikki, I want to go to you. First period, Andrei Svechnikov bullied the Rangers, I thought. In multiple shifts, he was out there just crushing defensemen, really just controlling the puck, and very physical player. I saw a lot on Twitter in between periods about how if Rempe was there, that wouldn't happen. I don't buy that. Svechnikov is a beast. I'm glad that he got hit a couple times. Trocheck laid him out in overtime or at the end of the third. I can't remember, but it was a big hit. And, you know, ultimately he's a difficult player to contain. Do you think that really matters? Other than him, I didn't think the Rangers really got bullied in the first period, though.
I mean, Carolina came out charged up, right? They had a physical start in mind, and they wanted to see if they could, you know, they wanted to get a couple goals in that first period. They love to pile the shots on and pile the chances on, but they don't really get that many high danger ones. So it wasn't a surprise that they came out with a lot of energy and they came out physical. Svechnikov is an extremely talented player. It's not just his size and his body. You know, he can do it all. So, you know, I wasn't necessarily surprised that he was physical. I don't know if Rempe would have changed much about that. He wouldn't have matched up with him to begin with, so it would have been tough. But I think in the end, you know, listen, they go out, they win the game, and it doesn't feel like they got too pushed around. I mean, it's a game where Jimmy Vesey goes out and gets into a fight. They held their own.
We got a tweet from Sean Cuthbert over at Hockey Night New York. Stop it, comma, Rangers. I love it. Good tweet from Sean. I'm not gonna
listen. Don't misunderstand what I'm saying about Rempe. I didn't want Rempe out there to go after Shestakov. I wanted him to go out and start banging their D around a little bit. I didn't think they were physical enough on the forecheck or in the neutral zone with finishing checks a lot. Kreider was doing pretty good. A couple of guys were, but again, Cooley couldn't get out there a lot. They just weren't. There was no intimidation on a forecheck to me for most of the game by the Rangers.
I agree.
The bigger guys. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying he had to go beat the guy up. I'm saying we needed a physical counter to that when we had the forecheck.
This kind of ties into what Legend in the Mist asked earlier. This one is for Coach, a.k.a. El Prez. How are we able to continue to win these games, basically getting doubled up on offensive zone time each game?
I don't know about doubles up. They're getting double shots, but like Valaket said, the first 9 were from the perimeter. And like I said the other night, if Igor faces 30, 40 shots, he loves it.
Dude, their shots. I can't wait to see Valaket's report on the high danger shots. I've been updating Twitter all night, waiting for Valaket to post the high danger chances because I said it. I turned to my wife in the first period. It was like shots 13-2 or something. And I said, there hasn't been a single shot on goal that has been high danger by Carolina. It was all rush into the zone, control the puck, throw it from the boards. They're really good. Don't get me wrong. They're a really good team. They really are. They control the puck. They're fast. But this is exactly why I kept saying all season, I am not worried about Carolina. They don't have a killer instinct. They don't have an elite talent like we do. We have Mika Zibanejad, Artemi Panarin, Vincent Trocheck, Adam Fox, Chris Kreider. Jake Gensel kills the Rangers. I mean, he's got 11 goals in 10 playoff games against the Rangers. That was a good pickup by them, for sure, reading the room. But Aho, Svechnikov, Teravainen, Natchez, these are all really good players, but they are not on the level of the Rangers' elite talent. The Rangers' elite talent only needs a couple of chances to put one in. They need 10 or 12 to put one in. That's a big difference. I think at least.
That's
quantity over quality.
Yeah, that's Brendan Moore's style. He wants to throw everything at the net and just keep crashing. That's old school. Obviously, it works to a degree. So far in the playoffs, it's not working. He hasn't gone too far in the playoffs in his tenure, but they're very competitive. I thought the goaltending change was a big thing for me. I didn't think they were going to come back with taking Anderson out. That and the Rangers penalty kill. Come on, you got to be kidding me.
Let's talk about that, Coach. So Kochetkov gets the start for Freddie Anderson. I thought Freddie Anderson was pretty good in games 1 and 2. He did let up a couple of bad goals, and the Hurricanes did lose both games by a goal. So the Panarin goal in game 1, the Trocheck goal in double overtime was, kind of a scramble in front. The Kreider goal, kind of a scramble in front, but still you want your goalie to make those saves. Anderson didn't really come through. Do you think this, Brendan Moore said this was about rest for Anderson. He's coming off the blood clot issue. Do you think this really was that, or is that coach speak protecting his player, and really he just thought Anderson wasn't that good? What are your thoughts there?
My thought is he's definitely protecting the player. You're putting in a guy that's never played a playoff game in a game that you have to win. He's played in
the playoffs. He played against the Rangers.
I thought they said his first playoff game.
No, he played it against the Rangers in relief 2 years ago. Actually, I think Philip Hedl actually torched him, so I wonder if that was part of the reason that Laviolette.
Either way, I thought they said it was his first start. They said
he's got one start in his career and 5 total games before tonight in the playoffs.
That's a lot of pressure for a guy that doesn't have much experience. Even if he does have that, it's not a lot. It's a must-win game. Going down 3-0 is a must-win game. And if you watch Lundqvist between periods, he was way out of position on Laffy's goal. I thought Laffy roofed it.
Johnny Parmesan.
And then you watch the replay, and it was dead center of the net. How does that happen?
Dude, what a goal by Laffy. I mean, dude, Panarin, I kept saying all night, where's Panarin? But he made 2 plays
Third star.
all night. Like, I feel like he made 2 plays the whole night, and the rest of the night he was kind of well, he had the breakaway he missed, so that was a good play.
Was so nice.
That was a good play, and then he had another shot in the slot that was saved by the blocker by Kochetkov.
Yeah.
But other than those 2 that were misses, he had the pass to Laffy and the OT winner. And the rest of the night, he was shut down. I really did. So
they don't have the puck as much as they did last round, though, so he doesn't get the opportunity to go freelance.
You just said it before. They don't need that many chances. He makes the best of every chance. So that answers that question. He doesn't panic because he's had a bad game. And like I said, the same thing with Trocheck the other night. I thought he had a horrible game as far as puck handling. Trocheck, he didn't have that puck luck on his stick. And then he scores the overtime winner. They never give up. They never give up on getting that one more step when they get the opportunity.
Yeah. First of all, Sebastian, shout out to our fan in Deutschland. He said, "Good morning, underdogs." And,
yeah, exactly. Dude, did you see this again? All day on NHL radio, I was packing because I'm going on a little Mother's Day trip this weekend. I had work going on, but I played NHL radio on the background all day, and all they talked about was how Carolina was going to hold serve at home and win this game. Little Ed, I know you listen to NHL radio on Sirius
all day today.
It was Carolina, and it was just endless with Carolina. And I look at the line, the Rangers are like plus 150. Like, come on, man! Like, this team hasn't lost a playoff game. This team hasn't lost a playoff game, and you just don't even push the game. It's like I can understand thinking Carolina at home is going to win, maybe like plus 110 or plus 120, but like plus 150, and you got Carolina, like the Rangers have been disrespected all season long. They won the President's Trophy. They are 7-0 in the playoffs. They have played 89 games this year and won 62 games. And they are not favored. I guarantee you game 4, Carolina's favored. How much you want to bet? Who wants to bet right now?
That. Of course they're going to be.
I'll give you plus 200 odds. Carolina's favorite.
You know what, guys?
It's like,
they're doubting the Rangers. They're doubting the Knicks. Go ahead. That's fine. Keep doubting.
Yeah. No, I mean, look, this is.
No, I don't care. It's just I agree with Eddie. Even in the Washington series, all you heard was Washington this, Washington that. Not that the Rangers won this game, won that game. It was like constant. Look at Oshie. Look at Wilson. Look at the. It was never about what the Rangers were doing. It's been like that for a large part of the season, to be honest.
Guys,
serious question about all year was Colorado, Dallas, Edmonton coming back,
Florida,
Carolina. Winnipeg's the best team in the league. It's all you heard all year. I watch NHL a lot. I don't listen that much, but that's
all the same stuff. It's the same people pretty much on the radio and on TV.
Serious question. My wife just texted me, fix your hair. Do I need to fix my hair?
She's looking out for you.
Yeah, shout out to everyone on Instagram. I can't put your comments on the screen. So if you want your comments to put up on the screen, you got to head over to YouTube, or I guess Twitter, I think, is over here, or X.
Yeah, let's put Ryan's comment up. Talking about Adam Fox. Look, Fox took that knee-to-knee hit from Nick Jensen against Washington. He stayed in the game. He didn't miss any time, but arguably, and as good as Artemi Panarin is, arguably Fox is the Rangers' best player. I mean, he's definitely top 2 or 3 players on the team, and he has not been very good in this series. And the Rangers are up 3-0. I mean, Coach, does that bode well? I think it does, obviously, because you expect him to improve, but do you think he's battling something that's going to hamper him the rest of the playoffs? Do you see that, or do you disagree? I mean, I'm curious.
I did notice a few times that he was I thought he was just lazy going after a guy in the corner or on the wall, but he's probably just, like you said, I never thought of that. I forgot about that knee on knee. He's probably fighting through a little bit of pushing off on that one leg, and he's playing cautious in situations that he might take liberties. But again, he's out there on the kill. They're doing a great job. Again, coaches are putting him in the right spot. So
I did.
that's what it comes down to me.
I did notice that Gustafson is the first guy on the ice for the second unit, and it's almost like exactly at the 1 minute mark. I feel like they're giving Fox a minute on the power play and then telling him to come off, no matter what, pretty much.
Yep.
It's a good catch.
So it's just that extra 15 to 30 seconds that may or may not be necessary. I mean, I'm sure if they were down a goal and they needed one, it might be a different story. Late in the game, you might be out there for the entire power play. But I think Gustafson has proven in this season that he can almost seamlessly move in there for Fox. I don't want to say seamlessly. Fox is obviously much better. Don't get me wrong, but has a similar skill set and still can get the puck down low to Kreider and things like that. So yeah, I think that's kind of what Laviolette's thinking, and the rest of the coaching staff is to kind of just save him at least that 15 to 30 seconds extra. That might be important towards the end of the game. And towards the end of the playoff run. It all adds up.
And you know, I just want to say, you know, with Fox, I think this win was huge. Obviously, 2-1, with game 4, a chance to go 2-2 versus 3-0. It's obviously huge. I mean, I'm not trying to say anything stupid, but it's obviously huge. But it's huge because if the Rangers can win in 4 or 5 games, Fox will rest. And he is clearly not the Adam Fox at the peak of his game. I mean, it's just not. We saw Adam Fox in the playoffs a couple of years ago. We went into the playoffs and coach said, I don't know, Fox is kind of small. How's he going to do? And he had like 20 points, you know, so he's not a playoff guy. We know he can do it in the playoffs. I think he's hurt. And I think he needs to rest. So I'm hoping they can close this out quick and just rest up, and Boston and Florida can beat each other up. Nikki, BroadwayBreakdown.com, obviously not just Ranger focused, New York focused. I know Little Ed and Coach Ed have not been following the Knicks. I've been watching all the games. Dude, the media just hates New York. I don't know. I keep saying this to everyone. They hate New York. Is it because we're a big city? And like New York, like the NBA is just like rooting for the Knicks to lose, and the NHL does not want the Rangers to win. I feel like that's the case. Am I being crazy?
I don't think you're being crazy with the Knicks telecast in particular on TNT last night. I love those guys, but Charles Barkley openly said that New York is a dump and we think that our city's so great and we don't know anything. And I love Chuck.
Wait, he literally said that?
Yes. And he went on a very long
City
rant about how New York is an overrated dump and that New Yorkers are annoying people and that he hopes the Knicks advance and then the Celtics, quote, stomp their ass.
Wow, he's allowed to say that and hold his job. That's pretty.
Yeah. It was an interesting post-game show considering the game was excellent. But you know, listen, I don't like to think that everybody's got biases against stuff, but you know, guys do and guys don't. I mean, I'm glad on TNT we got Hank there to balance things out. We
stopped enough talking about basketball. How about,
it's the same thing with the Rangers, though.
We got Ranger alumni Jody Shelley on the broadcast to balance it out.
How about VZ throwing down the gloves?
What did you think of that, though, Coach? So, did you like that? Because I thought the Rangers were going to go on the power play before that happened.
They were.
They should have still been on the power play, even if that happened. Yeah.
But because 3-4 guys attacked him, 3-4, it was constant. They weren't calling penalties, and then they're calling the little bullshit stuff as usual.
Because they called an initial penalty, and then they called VC and VC and Kakaniemi.
And then Goodrow on the unsportsman.
And then Goodrow and the other guy. So it should all still have canceled out, plus Carolina got one more. Yeah. It should have had the initial one, and then everything else should have canceled. But it didn't.
Goodrow's a psychopath. He wanted the entire Canes bench to go with him.
I love it.
But at that point, you don't skate away, because to answer your question, you can't skate away. VC, especially playing on the fourth line without Rempe in the lineup, he's probably thinking if Rempe's not in the lineup, someone's got to step it up a little bit. They got to set the tone. I said it yesterday. I joked about that suspension. I mean, if Trouba connected, he would have definitely hurt Natchez, but you gotta throw hits like that. You gotta almost take the 2 minutes or take the penalty kill early in the game and just set the tone early with these guys. Otherwise, they're gonna start taking liberties also. So if they're gonna go after VC, if they're gonna skate after him, he has no choice but to throw the gloves down.
I mean, how about D'Angelo challenging the whole team
Yeah, that was
TV
he's garbage.
timeout.
He's garbage.
I cannot believe Brindamore tolerates this. He was out on the power play the next shift.
I don't think he has a choice. There's no one else in they don't have any defensemen, do they? In healthy scratched.
I wanted the Rangers to score so bad on the power play after
me
he
too.
took the spearing penalty on Trouba. It would
That
have
was a
been.
little soft, that call too. But like
It
you said,
was.
full speed. It looked like it was a spear. That's
Mhm.
Yeah, that was a weak call.
It would have been
But-
poetic justice. But
Back to VC though, I mean they called Gaudreau for the embellishment. Initially, I thought there was a penalty on Carolina on the push on Gaudreau, and then after it all settled down, they called VC and I forget who for roughing, even though they dropped the gloves. Kakini.
Yeah, I don't understand that at all.
It was like 3 punches thrown, but all right, roughing. And then Gaudreau for unsportsmanlike conduct on the embellishment. So it looked like when it all settled down, it looked like it would have been even up anyway, even without VC. But at first I was like, VC got to be disciplined. 1-0 game. I was a little bit like, but also the Rangers needed some energy too, coach, right? Like
Yeah, he was
Gaudreau and
He was
VC
skating
mixing
away.
it up.
It's not like he was going after a guy. He was skating away. They kept coming at him, and then he finally said to hell with it. And he just threw his stuff down. There was 2 guys coming at him. What's he going to do? I thought it was good. Like Eddie said, he stood up. He showed the team that we're not going to take any of this crap. That was like the second or third scrum after a whistle that Gaudreau instigated. And who else did the other one? Lindgren.
Mhm.
Yeah, so I got a lot of flack from 2 friends of mine after last game where we did not mention Jacob Trouba's 3 penalties and poor play in game 2, despite the win. We're too positive, I guess. I thought he played awesome tonight.
9 blocks.
So
By the
look,
Rangers
Trouba game
record.
2, no. You're right. Game 2, Trouba. I did not think Trouba played well. I texted you guys in the group chat. Trouba and Gus having a tough night. I said that. I agree. They didn't play that well in game 2. But tonight, I thought Trouba was awesome. I really thought he stepped up. Every single time he got the puck, I was like, ooh, and he cleared it. So he found the holes in the blue line for Carolina. He got the puck out. He chipped it up the boards. He chipped it up the middle when necessary. I didn't think he made a single mistake tonight.
He had a couple of big hits too in that one sequence.
Big hit, yeah. I mean, he drew a call. He threw it. Who was it? He threw a hit on, and then he drew a call, and it was kind of a weak call in that one too.
That was the spearing, yeah.
Oh, that was the spearing at D'Angelo, yeah. So
Mhm.
Trouba, good game tonight. Good bounce back game for him.
DeAndre, big game too. I thought he played really well, physical.
DeAndre, he's every single game. Keandre makes one play that makes me want to rip the hair out of my head because I'm like, he's like handling the puck and he just like loses it or just something stupid. Like he stick handles like right into a hurricane. Every game, there's one play he makes that is absurd. But other than that play, he's played well. So it's like kind of you got to live with that a little bit, right? I mean, coach, you know what I'm talking about, right? I mean,
yeah, of course. That's why they're saying to you, you're picking on Keandre, and he played a great game. But when he makes that mistake, it's such a glaring mistake. And I think even tonight he made the one mistake where it led to a goal.
I don't know if it led to a goal, but it led to a huge play. There was one play he was like stick handling in his own zone. He just like lost the puck, and nobody was even on him. It's just. But he's really obviously playing well outside of that. As long as he limits those mistakes, then fine. So
Ranger Girl 12 on Instagram, one of the hosts of the Double Defense podcast. Shout out to them. Miller does that and always has a way of redeeming himself.
yeah, he does. He's got the long reach, so he recovers. He's fast. He recovers for sure. I agree. But he's prone to that 1 or 2 plays a game where you're just like, ooh, like what was that? All right, 2 more points I want to make. I know we're at 33 minutes.
Wait, one more thing about Trouba. Yeah, Sebastian, I read a comment on Facebook saying, how can you put out Trouba in the last minute of the game? Ridiculous, crying emoji. Of course you send out your best shot blocker, and the goal wasn't even on him.
Trouba, look, if you want to know if you want to know how important a player is to your team, generally, then just look at who the coach puts out with a 1-goal lead late in the game repeatedly. And when your team has won 62 games out of 88 and they keep doing the same thing, clearly that player is effective in their role. I know a lot of fans are beating on Trouba. He's not the best skater. He's not the best puck handler. I'm with you. But he's got a role. And Laviolette continues to put him out on the PK. And at the end of games, like Sebastian is saying, there's a reason. And the Rangers keep winning. So, all right. Tony DeAngelo. We got to talk about him. Coach, this guy is hated by Ranger fans. He was loved by Ranger fans for a brief period, but he is absolutely hated. Did you see him drop the gloves between between commercials?
Yeah, commercial break.
He put his gloves on the ice and like challenged Gaudreau. Like, what are you doing? And then he fights no one. No one fought
And then
him.
second of all, how did he even not get a penalty for that or a misconduct or something?
He put his gloves on the ice and was like, "Come on!"
First, he put his stick like crossed the line, then he took his gloves off.
That's absurd. I mean, this guy is such a clown. Like, what a clown he is. Never a.
I can't stand him.
Yeah, I mean, look, like I like DeAngelo. He's got a lot of offensive talent. There's no question. I liked him as a Ranger in that regard, but he's a bad locker room guy. I mean, I don't care what anyone says. His teammates like him. Look, fighting your goalie after an overtime loss, all the shit that went down with him on the Rangers. They did the right thing getting rid of this guy. He's not as good as he should be. Better than he is. Let's put it that way. And his antics just hurt his game. I don't know. It's like one of those guys that like when his career's over, maybe you want to have a beer with him in a bar and like talk about like hockey, But I mean, whatever. Like
V Capello 94 on Instagram said Tony D coached my son off ice. He's a good guy.
Yeah, I'm sure. Like, I'm sure he's like a cool dude to like talk just regular with, about the game. But his antics on the ice, they hurt his team, and he doesn't back it up, So it's like that was ridiculous. I mean, I saw that and I was like, come on, man. At least if he does that, he's got to fight Gaudreau.
I'm going to make my bold prediction. If the Rangers take a lead in Game 4, it's like 4-1. They're definitely going at it. Laviolette's going to say to Gaudreau, go ahead. They are definitely someone's got to beat him down to cap off the series.
I love this post by Paul. DeAngelo couldn't even stay on his hometown team, the Flyers. I think he's from South Jersey, so Philly pretty much. That's how much his career has gone into the toilet. I just, DeAngelo in the lineup for Brett Pesce is such a coup for the Rangers in the series. I mean, let's talk about that. Like, Brett Pesce is a very underappreciated player. He PKs for Carolina. He's a big defenseman. He plays with Brady Shea. It's like Brady Shea, if you guys don't remember, Brady Shea as a Ranger is prone to these like plays where you're just like, what the hell is this guy doing? But he's super talented outside of those plays. So playing with a guy like Brett Pesce is pretty big for Brady Shea. And instead he's playing with Tony DeAngelo, which is not the same thing, right? A big deal for the Rangers. Right, little Ed?
It makes a huge difference. I was saying it to Coach Ed before. With Pesce in the lineup, this series goes a different way, I think. I think the Rangers are exposing their weaknesses. Like I said last episode, I think their defensemen are shying away from the puck a little bit. I think, like Coach Ed said earlier, they could do a little bit better job forechecking next game. I think they needed to get settled into Carolina a little bit. Next game, they should come out with a little bit more energy. And I think they'll get right back on track.
Yeah, there's so much to talk about. I'm sorry to keep moving us along, but
no, we're pushing 40 minutes now. We're
pushing 40 minutes.
Our keys to success for Saturday.
I know they're pushing 40 minutes, and we have not mentioned Igor Shesterkin, and I just feel like we have to.
Yeah,
54 saves in Game 2, and tonight, what do you have, like 43 saves or something? Nikki, do you know? You probably know the number.
I don't really know. 44.
40-something saves. I mean, Who's beating this guy?
He's stopping everything he's seeing right now. He's locked in. I mean, anything
Who
that's
is
not
beating this
tipped
guy?
or screened.
That's
he's-
the only way they could
Feeling
score
it.
as a deflection or like a scramble in front, I guess, was the tying goal.
Yeah, they don't get to the high danger area as much unless it's off a rebound. And Hank said it on the broadcast, he's kicking rebounds into the corner all night.
Unbelievable. Igor, just I'm not scared of any team. Someone texted me, so we're rooting for Boston now, right? And I was like, I don't even care. Like, I don't even care. Like, if Igor's gonna play like this, it doesn't matter.
Look,
Who the
nobody,
Rangers play.
it doesn't matter who
It
you
doesn't
play.
matter.
It's all going to be tough series.
It just doesn't matter. I don't care. Boston, Florida, Colorado, Dallas, Edmonton. I just don't care. If Igor plays like this, the Rangers can win any game. So, period, end of story. Okay. So let's talk about Saturday night. Game 4 in Carolina, 3-0 Rangers. Carolina, I mean, I said today they throw their best at the Rangers. I think they did in the first period. Let's talk about predictions for Game 4. Coach Ed, does Carolina get a win in the series or the Rangers sweep?
I want to go with the sweep. I don't know. I want to go with the sweep. I don't think they have it in them. Both of their goalies are now, on their heels because now it's even more pressure game. Their defense isn't that strong. I like the sweep.
If they go
Little Ed.
back-to-back sweeps, man,
I like the sweep.
Little Ed, yeah, man,
I'm not saying it's definitely going to happen. Excuse me, but I like the chances.
Igor locked in. Trocheck playing the way he's playing. Now Laffy's scoring. Panarin is still not even having his great games and farting out points. It's just, everything is clicking right now. Zibanejad is playing phenomenal two-way hockey.
Panarin had a goal and an assist today.
Kreider's the fastest guy on the ice at 33 years old.
Panarin had a goal and assist tonight, Little Ed. A
I
goal
know.
and assist. You want to talk about farting out points?
Well, he's
This is what I mean.
finding the opportunities. The other team is shutting him down. I mean, like Poppy O'Neill always says, the other team's trying to win too. He's getting shut down. He's finding the opportunities, and he's still getting it done. That's the important thing. He's getting involved in the forecheck. He's throwing, even if they're small hits, they're hits. And he's ready to go, man. I mean, everyone's firing on all cylinders right now. They got a lot of depth. They got people chomping at the bit to get into the lineup. They got defensemen ready to go if need be. I mean, I don't see they have to have a real serious team implosion for anything bad to happen.
The only guy in Carolina, my key to the game is the only guy in Carolina that did much tonight. Well, I obviously Gensel's killing him, but they got to stop Svechnikov. They got to be on him. They got to take him off his game. They got to bang him around a little bit. And that's their only threat. I mean, Gensel doesn't get that goal without 37 shift.
I got the Rangers sweeping. I just don't. This team doesn't scare me. I don't think they can get more than 2 or 3 past Igor. And the Rangers have a ton of elite talent. I mean, we got to include Trocheck in the elite talent conversation. I think to start
So
the year,
next year when Hedl comes back,
Ryan Farrell with the Italian emoji.
when Hino comes back, he's the third line center coach. Yes.
oh, he is now. Okay.
Yeah, no, for sure. I
Okay.
mean, look, Trocheck took a step this year. I mean, there's no question. You look at his career, and the year that he had is not akin to his
Doesn't have
career.
flop.
The big
No,
flop.
it's not a flop. It's just reality. I mean, the way Trocheck is playing is not in line with his career. He's an elite player this year. I mean, he had almost 80 points, and he's continued it in the playoffs. And you got to include him. Mika Kreider has stepped up in the playoff. Both of them. I mean, Mika. Talking about Mika Zibanejad all year in the doghouse, not showing up. He's got 12 points, 7 games.
I didn't have him in the doghouse at all.
No, we all did.
I
Don't
never
make me
had.
pull the spreadsheet. Don't
Put
make me
it
pull the spreadsheet.
Pull it up.
For
I'm
next
pulling it up right now.
I
For
kept
next
saying he's
episode.
doing his job.
Don't make me pull the spreadsheet.
Pull it up. Do your homework.
Richer 1622 has Trocheck for the Conn Smythe right now.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Ooh,
Yeah, he's in that. He's
this
in
might
that.
be a topic for next episode. This is too big to talk about right now. I'm sorry. Capello 94 again. I think they moved Hedl over the summer.
Oh, I said that 2 years ago.
That's
That's
an
possible.
off-season episode.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
an offseason
we'll address
episode.
that in the
That's not-
offseason.
For sure.
That's not for the playoffs, but look, that could happen. Hedo's got a cap hit, and the Rangers might want to free it up, and it's possible. If who knows, we'll see how he does the rest of the playoffs. But I'm just glad he's healthy and playing. If he ends up getting moved, he ends up getting moved. But it's great to see Hedel back. I thought his career might be over, so I mean, I'm great. It's just all around, just positive vibes. Hedel comes back. You're thinking, oh, if they lose, they're going to blame Hedel because they tore up the lineup. Why are they taking Rempe out? They tie the game late. You're thinking, oh, Carolina's got vibes. Rangers pull it out quickly in overtime. We get to go to bed early, and they're up 3-0 in the series. Boys, enjoy it. It's not very often we get to enjoy this. 7 wins in 7 games for the Rangers in the playoffs.
I just said before, I don't know how I could watch a playoff game so calmly.
7 wins in 7 games. The last time the Rangers did this was 93-94, and the last time they won the President's Trophy was 93-94. I also saw the last time the Canucks came back in a playoff game down 3 was in 93-94. The last time 2 Rappers had a beef was in 93-94. I saw Messier 94 Galaxy exists. I don't know what's going on. The stars are aligning. I don't want to get my hopes up, but
We got a long way to go, boys.
this has been a fun year. And I said this to a friend before we sign off. As good as this has been, 2 years ago, the Rangers had 10 wins. They were 2 wins into the Eastern Conference Finals. So this isn't anything yet. We got to win the series. And you got to win the next series, and then you got to win the next series. There's a long way to go here. So,
All right, cuz put us down a peg right before bed.
All right, let's go.
Good night, guys.
Ready to go.
Enjoy that Sorrentos.
Rempe shirt's coming out this weekend. We finally got the logo situation situated, so we're good. Kind of.
All
I have
right.
to drop them off at the post office, so I'm not making any promises.
Yeah, we even got Coach Ed packing envelopes or bags, whatever you want to
So
call
that
it.
means they'll be delayed a few days, boys.
That's it.
All right, boys. Enjoy the win. Game
You
4
might have
Saturday.
to drive to Arizona to get. You might have to drive to Arizona to get your shirt.
Game 4 Saturday. Love you guys. Enjoy the win. Thank you, listeners, for joining. Let's go Rangers.
Let's go
Go,
Rangers.
boys. Finish it up.
Thanks for joining us, Nikki.
Thanks,
Good
Nicky.
night.
Everyone check out BroadwayBreakdown.com.